All right, all right, all right. Welcome to Play My Music. I'm your host, Mark Reddick, and we're getting ready to get another show started tonight. Tonight I have all the way from Mesa, Arizona, Mr. Adam Blaylock. Yes, sir. Let's give him a hand.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah. So glad you could join us tonight, bro.
So glad to be here.
Yes, sir. So, tell us about yourself. Tell us how you got started on this musical journey.
Oh, great question. I hate to compare myself to any I don't know, like R&B or gospel divas, like the Ray Charles or the Aretha
Hmm.
Franklins, but weirdly enough, I think it started in church for
Okay.
me. Just growing up, I grew up Mormon, and for anybody that might not be familiar with that religion, a lot of the songs, I mean, there are some up-tempo numbers, but a lot of them are more like mellow and kind of
Okay.
um like worshipful, but it it gave me a lot of access to melody and harmony, and a lot of those songs are just constructed so beautifully that my brain just started, singing in choirs and stuff when I was younger, just started kind of thinking in, I guess, the matrix of how music works and harmony and melody and stuff like that. And then so I was born in 1981. By the time music became interesting to me, maybe like mid to late 80s, I mean, Michael Jackson, Madonna, you name it. Like music was just interesting. New Kids on the Block, even into like in the 90s, I listened to like mostly country. So Garth Brooks and Tim McGraw and Faith Hill and Martina McBride. And there was just all this beautiful energy that I love to music. And outside of singing it, it never occurred to me to like be a performer or be a musician or anything like that. I just loved music. But then I my family had moved from Arizona to California when I was 12 and then moved back to Arizona when I was 15. And so it was enough of like kind of an emotionally jarring thing to really be pulled out of your comfort zone from,
Right.
growing up and then pulled out of how you had become comfortable in your new place, that I was just kind of, yeah, I don't know, just sort of floating in life and just really kind of lost and starting to confront my anger in ways where I didn't feel like I had a real voice for some of my frustrations. And then in coming back, all of my friends had started listening to alternative rock. So I got introduced to just, I mean, starting with Nirvana to Soundgarden to Alice in Chains to more of the punk movement of like Green Day and The Offspring and stuff like Blink 182, even over to like more of kind of a just sort of an alternative pop rock thing like Third Eye Blind and Semisonic and all this stuff. And all this music with all these different kind of textures and emotional tones just started flooding into my brain. And because all of it was so connected to guitar, I just became obsessed with the idea that like I need to learn to play guitar. And so like begged my dad for one. He finally broke down and got me this, this really, low end electric guitar. And I promise I almost failed out of high school. Like it's just all I did. I just really came home and just would like put on the radio and someone taught me power chords. And so you were in this weird world where like all songs are basically just power chords back then. So just by ear, just learning how to play all these songs. And then that just kind of rolled into getting into bands and basically to I guess the end of your question of like how did I get to where I am now? I've been writing songs over the years. I've been in other bands and things like that, and just the confidence to be like I should just put my own stuff out. And around what was it? I guess 2017, 2018, I just put everything else on the back burner, and I'm like I'm just going to do me. And that's when I put out the first Evening the Score full length album called Farewell Aquarius. And yeah, it's been kind of a weird journey for me specifically because I feel like a lot of my friends they would get their friends together in a band and they would write songs together and they would perform them together and that was their experience.
Right.
I, through the experience of being in bands, had written a bunch of songs but never did anything with them and never had a band. And then when I finally laid them down, I just did it all by myself, all the instruments myself, all the vocals myself. So my music's kind of goofy because you really can't see it live. I mean, I've performed it acoustically, but there is no band. It's just me. So in the sense of, I guess, if you listen to it, you're like, that's really cool. I'd like to see more. Well, there isn't anymore because there's no band. So unfortunately, the music is what it is. But I also like to think that just makes me unique. That what I do, I don't know. I don't know why like Nine Inch Nails comes to my head, but because you can see that band live, but it literally just kind of comes from my mind and my heart onto, the album that you get to listen to. So I like to think that makes me unique.
Okay, sure. I'm glad you explained all of that because that explains why. Because I look, I read some of your bio and you did choir music. I says, now how do you get from that to what I've been hearing? And then you explained
Yeah.
it. You got absorbed and obsessed with the alternative rock and alternative rock. So okay, I said that's making sense now. So because
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
For telling us how you got there. So let's go to your song. So the first one is
Okay.
Even Now. Tell
Yes.
us how you came up with that.
As you'll hear in a moment, it's for me personally, it's a real source of pride because the song actually came because a buddy of mine who was a drummer in another band that I just followed and loved so much just called me over one night to his apartment. And back then I would just bring like my guitar kind of wherever I was going with me for no real reason. And so I like flop into his living room on his couch and my guitar's right there. And he just had like a big blow up with his girlfriend and he was just spinning out. And he was just like kind of pacing around the apartment, just talking out all of his frustrations about his relationship. And I just like pulled out my guitar as he was talking and just kind of started strumming and just gently and just kind of listening to what he was saying. And I started like making lyrics out of what he was saying because some of it was really, I don't know, just poetic to me. And it turned into what became the first verse to Even Now. And so then from there, I took kind of the character that became the first verse of his frustrations and wrote a second verse that I thought would just sort of complement what that person was going through. And then it just turned into a song that I fell in love with. So I'm glad it is a thing, but in a weird way, I didn't even write this song. It was kind of a guy just fuming at me, and I just kind of tried to funnel it into art.
Gotcha. All right, let's check it out. Even Now.
Does it eat you up when you're sunburned? Wondering how this could be over. Well, now to help me just feel nothing. Well, now I'm giving up on your love, and I won't be needing your tragedy to appease me anymore. I get all the drama I'll ever need from a TV screen, and what's more is I don't want you in my atmosphere. Hope you disappear out that door.
Yeah.
I get all the drama I'll ever need from a TV screen, and what's more is I don't want you in my atmosphere. Hope you disappear out that door.
Okay, I don't know what happened.
Me neither.
Can you hear me, Adam?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know this. That for some reason everything just went blank. Okay.
Oh,
I like that song, man.
thanks.
A lot of energy.
What's
A lot of
that?
energy.
A lot of energy. Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
love that. You're pretty
yeah.
talented, so you did all of that. The
Thank you.
drums, the guitars, singing.
A beautiful moment for you to call me out a tiny bit. That was actually off of an EP that was released before the full length, and there is a real drummer on that. So that was not me. That's a guy in a band I used to be in. But yeah, that's a rare case of somebody putting some of their own magic on something I did.
Okay. Well, it's hot either way.
Thanks.
I love the energy, man. I love the energy. You're very talented. Okay.
Thanks.
Let's check out. Tell us about No Way Out. What's that about?
No Way Out. What is the best way to explain No Way Out? You know, I think it's attributed to Elton John, where he talks about like some of the biggest songs he ever wrote. He wrote in 15 minutes, like they just kind of jumped out of him, and there they are. No Way Out was kind of like that. It was I was living with a drummer of mine at the time. Like he had a house, and I just had a room in the house, and we had like the whole big living room up front was just our rehearsal space. So it just had all our equipment all over it. And just one evening, like everybody was, I don't know, wherever they were, and I just kind of had the house to myself. So I just went out there with a guitar and I just started playing like really energetic kind of punk riffs and stuff like that. And the line, like there's blood in the water and there's no way out, just kind of like hopped into my mind with in reference to this one little chuggy thing I was doing. And I just sat there and wrote the whole song in like 15 minutes. Like it just kind of spilled out of me. And it was just so equal parts like fun and catchy, but also like I don't know if you know who Real Big Fish is. They were a ska band back in the '90s, but if you do a deep dive on their material, something that you notice about their material is ska music is, in essence, very pop, like very jumpy, hoppy music. But the guy, Aaron, whatever his name is, that wrote those songs, writes such depressing like lyrics and really is just so angry at the world and like what he writes, but in couched in like happy music, it just turns into this like delightful kind of juxtaposition. And I think No Way Out was that for me in the sense that like what it's about is a guy not feeling like he can get free of this like domineering woman or whatever the case may be, but the music itself just sounds like a really fun Green Day song. So it's kind of, yeah, just I enjoy this song specifically as one where I think I got the juxtaposition right of like a bummer of a song couched in something you could totally dance to.
Right, right. Okay, let's check it out. No Way Out.
Yep.
Here we-
Cause there's blood in the water and there's no way out. It's just me in the ocean and she's on the prowl. She says what she says, then she says she don't mean a thing she says. Plenty of fish in the water, but she still picks me. With all the waves in the ocean, well, I can't break free from all the nets and the tangles of her twisted mind. So I try harder to lose her with no place to hide. I tread and I tread. There's blood in the water and there's no way out. It's just me in the ocean and she's on the prowl. She says what she says, but she says she don't mean a thing she says. My arms are tired of swimming, but I can't stop now. She's after me for the killing, but I can't see how. All that I wanted to give her was all that I am. Now I'm served up on a platter like a Christmas ham. I dread and I dread. So if you're looking for trouble, well, this girl's the one. She'll give you all you can handle, and you'll have some fun. But then the tide will turn, and she'll turn on you. And we'll see if you can handle all she can do. You'll dread and you'll dread. 'Cause there's blood in the water and there's no way out. It's just me in the ocean and she's on the prowl. She says what she says, and she says she don't mean a thing she says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Way Out.
A way out.
Man, I love your energy. These guitars are screaming on all these songs, man. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like right here. It's like
Yeah.
you can play. Yeah, you're very talented. I like
Thanks.
your energy. No Way Out. Good messages.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now we got 2020 coming up.
Yeah.
That's our last song for the evening. I just want to remind you that if you got more music, come on back and see us. Okay?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
2020, tell us about that.
Might genuinely be the first political song I ever wrote.
Mm.
It was basically written at the time where we'd had 4 years of the first, you know, era of Trump, and we were coming up on an election where either we were going to continue going down that road or we were going to have a different country, a different person in the office, and different problems to deal with. And I think, I guess the best way to explain it is, 2020. I, I know I'm not wearing glasses right now. I actually had LASIK not long ago, but I wore glasses my whole life. So I've gone to optometrists my whole life, and I guess just the idea of having 2020 vision has always been something that has been meaningful to me because doctors are always trying to make sure that I can see 2020. And I think the year 2020 and the concept of having 2020 vision kind of melded in my mind in a sense where I thought, in the context of the political climate, I think that had something to do with it. Like, part of what I think everybody was worried about was making the right decision.
Right.
Whether it's like, is all the hoopla and the fake news really fake, and is the guy doing a great job and we need to leave him in there, or is it real and we really do need to change? And how do we know? Because just the trust in, I guess, the media in general has been shattered, so we're all just kind of lost and wondering what to do. And so this song 2020 came out of that feeling. And where it got really fun is, I had just finished and was getting ready to release another album that 2020 is not on, called Panic. And over Twitter, I had a conversation with a drummer of a band that is big from Mesa. They're a band called Authority Zero. They were big in like the punk scene back in the early 2000s. And he and I ended up just connecting, and he was like, "What are you working on?" I'm like, "I got this album," and I sent him the album. And he wanted to work with me on the album, but it was kind of already finished. So I'm like, "Well, it's done. So no, thank you for that, but I'd love to work with you on something." And then I wrote 2020 and made like a demo of it and sent it to him. And he was like, "This is great. Let's do it." And he helped me trim some of the fat off of it and make it a lot more up the middle. And then he drummed on it and produced it. So what you're about to hear is not only like the strength of, I think, one of the better songs that I've written, but also specifically for musicians out there that might be wondering, like, should I hire a producer or not? Anything you like about this song is because he took an almost 7-minute pretentious version of this song that I sent to him, and he figured out a way to make it a 4-minute mainstream rock song.
Gotcha.
And so, anyway, that's
Wow,
2020.
that's an interesting story. 2020. That makes a lot
Yep.
of sense. All right, let's listen to that. 2020. Here we go.
And we live and we pray and we hope for better days. And we seek when we say just around the corner up ahead. And we live for the 2020 to see it clearly, to see it coming. We pledge our allegiance to it, but then we break it. So now we darkened days, lonely nights, licking wounds, picking fights.
Yeah.
2020. I like the energy on that too, man. You got some good stuff.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I'm glad you came on our show. Um, it, it's this is what it's all about. Bringing light to artists like you who have so much talent, and just another opportunity for others to hear you. So we appreciate your talents and your gifts, and we hope you'll come back and see us again. Before you
Happy to.
leave, where's your music? Where can everybody get your music?
Um, Maybe selfishly, just to give them access to more than just my music, I have a website. It is blayrock.com, BLAYROCK. It's kind of a play on my last name. I've made a couple of films. I have some podcasts out there, some other stuff. You can find it all there. But most specifically, you can find Evening the Score music, which is what you just heard. That's my project.
Beautiful. So it's on your website. Great.
Yep.
Social media. Where can we find it?
At Evening the Score on Facebook, Instagram, and I guess it's X now. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Now you make sure you follow us on the Music Lab on Facebook. So when I post this video, you'll get the alert. It'll show up.
Nice.
Okay?
Totally.
Adam, thank you for being with us today. I enjoyed your music. I enjoyed sitting down, speaking with you, and I'm looking forward to you coming back.
Yeah, pleasure. Thanks, Mark. We'll see you again real soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody, Adam Blaylock, glad to have him on our show. Thanks, my brother. Good to see you.
See you, man.
Alrighty. Very good, talented, brilliant artist. I like the way his lyrics. He's saying something, so you got to really pay attention. And I just love the energy on his music. Mr. Adam Blaylock. Yo, look him up. Go to his website. Stream his music. Purchase his music, his films, whatever. This is what we put. This is why we put this together. We want to present opportunities and just let these folks be heard from all over the world, from all over the country as well. We're reaching out and giving ourselves to these artists and giving them a chance. So if that's you, also you have original music and compositions that you would like to heard and presented, and you'd like to come on our show and chop it up a little bit, contact us at playmymusic711 at gmail.com. Okay, that's playmymusic711 at gmail.com. We'll be glad to sit down and talk with you and play your music. All right, that's it for today. Until next time, God bless you. Peace.